think this is the biggest military operation of my lifetime. Like, this thing just popped up.
You don't know what they're up to.
A heartbeat sensor?
They call it Ghost Murmur. Like
The Sandal people have drones now? No!
The IEDs are flying.
When it's time to ball, it's time to ball.
Hey, fuck it, we ball.
It's not a serious show.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you shut up.
Time,
Makes
like,
them feel better about drone striking their kids.
It clears my white guilt.
I can't confirm or deny, but
You're like the Tackett that I can trust.
Why don't we just blow them up?
played Chief Keef on the exit. Bitches love Sosa.
Thermite the truck and take the hills.
Big fan of Man vs. Warning.
I play golf, dude.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hi. Welcome to Man vs. Morning, and wow, are we glad you're here. I'm Jake the Lawyer, and today I am joined by my amazing co-hosts, Nolan the Sandalorian,
Hey.
Tackett the Tactician, and special guest Aaron from the One's Ready podcast and Aaron Loves America. Thanks for being here,
Hey,
brother.
what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
You don't love America, Aaron does.
Yeah, this man loves America way more than you do. There's no hope for you. It's like when you go to Buc-ee's and you know that you'll never make a gas station as good as that. Sorry, it's over, it's done.
You might know him from Pirates Booty 4, Scissor Me Timbers.
Scissor me timbers?
I had a brief cameo. I was the Aaron bud that walked in. It was like, and all the lesbian pirates are in there, and I'm like, I gotta go.
Oh shit, I've seen this one.
I saw the story they were gonna talk about, like, you know, what happened in Iran, got on my Instagram feed. And
Yeah.
I saw the first one and screenshotted it, texted him, and then I saw the next one. And while I was reading the full story, he was texting me the full story, and I was like, Aaron has to come on the show.
Yeah.
I didn't think about running you through what we do.
Okay, yeah, no,
It's
let's
not
go.
a serious show.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. I thought this was gonna be.
No.
I thought this was gonna be another Fox News hit.
No, this
right?
is Fox News, yeah.
Get
It's a
into
comedy
it.
podcast.
Get into it. Hell yeah,
and, it can be serious at times. I've shed a tear on the couch before.
That was a fake tear. I was acting.
He was mad. That was the first episode.
That was
Primarily,
furious.
it's the entire show is centered around how we can make fun of ourselves
Good.
and thereby encourage others to improve themselves.
and also to make fun of Iran.
Of course.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
You're saying it wrong. It's Iran.
Oh,
Iran.
right.
And you have to pronounce it in their local tongue
Okay.
too, like some arrogant American. Iran. I'm having sopapillas with Iran.
That makes it
like,
less-
why do people they mimic the people of the foreign language they're talking? It's the most infuriating thing of all time.
It makes
Like,
them feel better about drone striking their kids. You know?
Is it
If I mimic
so I
in
swear.
normal American English though? Is it Iran or Iran?
It's Iran.
Well, in
You know,
American
it was
English, it would be
Vietnam.
Iran.
and- yeah.
it's only 4 letters.
Because it was Iraq when we were in Iraq.
No, it's
Yeah.
Iraq.
Yeah.
It's Iran.
I used to get, when Obama would say ISIL, it used to piss me off. Like, no.
ISIL.
No, don't
Yeah, that was like the 1.0 version.
Yeah, that
before they went
That was
ISIS.
they want Daesh for a little period too. Like everybody tried to, but nobody could figure it out. So they actually rebranded and went backwards at one point.
Danishes are pretty good.
Danishes are pretty good. The Danes are not cool though.
No, I like the
Those
croissants.
Weird
I don't-
Holland.
I don't fuck with those guys.
No,
Yeah, they
I
got
don't like
wooden
those
shoes
guys.
or whatever.
shoes and their beer and their
Small
hot women.
hands.
Small hands.
They're poppy fields. I hate you. They're tulips, but whatever.
I genuinely, I think that's what it is. I think it's part of the liberal mind rot is it's totally okay to drone strike and kill families, civilians, people going about their day, whatever, right? But as long as you're respectful to the dialect,
right.
then
It clears my white guilt.
yeah, we're doing it
Off the
for
table.
a greater reason than just we can and we want something from over there, and you're saying no about it.
Yeah.
you know,
They were kind of mad about the school.
yeah.
They're super mad about the
Yeah.
school. Yeah. They're not-
Which,
they're not
you know,
happy
the school is just, I get it. There used to be bad guy stuff there, and then there wasn't. We had bad
Yeah.
intel, and it's terrible. It's a tragedy.
You're never gonna get.
you know,
It's the conundrum with the Israel-Pakistan Pakistan, the
Same thing.
Israel
Pakistan.
Palestine
Yeah.
conflict.
Same.
Is is Israel carpet bombing and leveling all of that city? Yeah, yeah. Are the numbers that you're getting from an international terrorist organization about how many kids died today accurate?
yeah.
These people are going to be livid when they find out about Yemen, guys. Because I don't know if you know this, but for more than 20 years, we've been absolutely flattening Yemen via
know.
GPU and drone strike. And everybody just sped past it. They're like, I can't believe what's going on. I'd be like, bro, boy, I have some uncomfortable information for you guys?
Yeah,
There's
that
no
one never
Americans
gets
there.
talked about.
Right, yeah, never. Yeah, absolutely. The Saudis, everybody.
Makes great demolition for strip malls, I'll tell
Are
you.
the Saudis bombing them too?
So the Yemenis and Saudis are always at odds, right? We funded
The
the
Saudis want the whole island.
Well, and they don't like the Houthis, or not the Houthis, the Houthis, the
Houthis,
pirates that
yeah.
are going around the strait too, provides global and regional instability for all that other stuff. They are a proxy force of some larger terrorist states. So, of course, they don't like them. And, yeah, right, exactly. So, of course, like, people forget that we had Obama literally bombed the Air Force out of drones and pronounced Anwar al-Awlaki's name correctly, saying that he extrajudiciously killed him, his brother, and his son a week later in airstrikes. Like, American citizens with no crimes and just did it. And then Politico ran a story, be like, why this might be totally okay for Obama to do. And you're like, wait, hold on. Wait. This guy just showed up on a kill list one week. We were like, hey, clack him off. And then a week later, we're like, hey, his son's having tea, get him. That's literally what happened.
Yeah.
And then people just forget that. The memory is so short that they're just like, what's going on today? Be like, it's called precedent.
You're like the Tackett that I can trust.
That is the best thing that's ever been said on this channel. Guys, there's hope for the future.
the Tackett.
Tackett may not be here much longer.
You looking for a job?
Yeah.
I am not, brother. I got too many jobs I don't qualify for. My imposter syndrome says I shouldn't even be on this couch. So let's just ease into it, big
Dude,
fella.
the second you're not having imposter syndrome, you need to go find something that makes you feel that way again.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fucking dying. I intentionally stopped looking into any of this after we talked on
wanna
the
hear
phone.
about it.
Okay.
I want the down and dirty of this because
Lay the groundwork, Tackett.
yeah, well, I don't want like shit. I want Aaron to tell the entire story. I understand like how these like conflicts work. Mm-hmm. And there's there's Operation Anaconda from the start of Afghanistan. Like you have the American Sniper and Lone Survivor, and you have these like iconic moments that are big PR wins for the military. This one feels like the Iran conflict's big PR win. It's going to get pushed in a really positive way, but what it's going to do is justify ground troops.
That's interesting. And we'll
It
talk
sounds
about
like, I don't know when this comes out. I don't know how right I'm going to be or not,
Right.
but
Monday.
it sounds like 80
gonna
seconds is
drop
already
this
on the
Monday.
way.
They're watching this right now.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah, they're actually using this as a trigger.
Yeah.
So go ahead, fellas. Let's prove everybody right. I got a big, long on-call sheet on this. I really want to get a couple million out of it.
But it sounded like 80 second was on the way, and there's two Mews. There's
Yeah,
two Marine
Secware was
Mews
just waiting for this podcast to come out to give him the green
No,
light.
I'm just saying, like, I don't, like,
I'm on the
Big
phone.
fan of Man versus
Yeah.
Morning, Pete Hexeth. What's up, Pete? Good bench.
Hey,
Of
Pete, go.
Hey, Forest Lake. I'm from Stillwater.
Anyways, I saw it happen and thought, like, this is going to be a story that gets talked about for a really long time, and the information that comes out first is probably going to be the best, most reliable, probably.
Sure.
Before
Yeah.
they've cleaned the story up too much.
Yeah.
So,
just to lay it out, man, like no inside info. I'm not saying I don't have an active security clearance right now. I don't work for one of these organizations. But when you live your life in this space, you can start to like pick out in this sea of misinformation. You can start to like put things together.
That's exactly what someone with insider information would say.
It might be, right? Yeah. So you're starting to look and you're just like, wait a second. And then you can kind of piece it together. It's just because it's the life that I lived. I was a PJ. Like you can see these things happen and you're like, oh, when they're saying this is what they mean.
No,
somebody asked me like, how's your anxiety been? Do you feel like you want to go back into it? Like, absolutely not. Sounds scary. Looks super dangerous, to be honest with you.
IEDs now, dude?
Bro, they fly?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck no.
The IEDs are flying.
The worst thing ever. You guys made IEDs fly? Who thought? It's like
The Sandal people have drones now? No.
They don't just have drones, they have AI targeting on the drones. They made the first killer robots, dude. Like
That guy with a drone is a bad day.
it went from like feeling bad about shooting them, like, oh, you're in the Bible time still, and now it's like you guys have robot drones. Fuck.
guys are murking guys with an Xbox controller from some like little bunker somewhere. It's terrifying. Like, no thanks. So, all that being said, like this thing it's not even going to be a mission that we talk about just in the PR space, but as military operations go, like this really is, I don't think people have fully wrapped their heads around it. I think this is the biggest military operation of my lifetime.
Really?
Like to
Yeah,
look
agree.
at what it is,
That's insane.
the lessons from it, the interplay of everything. When you start to zoom out, you look at the historic run that the United States military has had. You look at Operation Midnight Hammer, then the snatch of Maduro into here. Yeah. That's like 3 separate shows of exactly what we can do. Midnight Hammer was completely air war, space force, cyber, everybody just absolutely murking nuclear capabilities. We went in with direct action and performed a snatch at the highest level from the JSOC units, completely clean with just lore coming out of like
Just straight lore coming
secret
out of it.
weapons and 20 guys slaughtering 200 Cuban bodyguards. Like you can't make it up. And then you get
Took
to
over their media too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Midnight Hammer is such a hard name.
It's so hard.
There's like some serious serious dad lore was stated right.
What's
in
the
that
guy's
moment.
name? The big black guy that was on every single text message. You never click links for like.
Oh, that's
what like
Midnight
rumor
Hammer,
is that's where they got it. And like guys are. It was like World War II when they used to put pinups. They just had that dude on the
That's
side
it.
of the
They
V2s.
That's on the little bird on the front.
when they were like lifting off of Maduro, they were just kicking pamphlets of that dude's giant cock out of the door.
He's got like a beret on of some sort. He looks really classy. But then you look at this PR event that happened, and if I took every single part of this little thing, just the recovery of dude, people are kind of mistaking it. They're saying that the call sign of the Wizzo that was on the ground is dude 44 Bravo. That was the aircraft call sign. That's why he's got a Bravo, because the pilot is Alpha and he's the Bravo.
Gotcha.
Just the recovery of dude Alpha, which happened almost immediately after they got shot down, is a once-in-a-lifetime PR mission in and of itself. Less than 10 minutes later, they did a feet wet recovery of the A-10 pilot that got shot off target. That one by itself is its own PR miracle. And then the fact that we had an evading survivor, a full bird colonel, on the ground for 48 hours, and then we found him via Delta Force and the PJ's taking lead. Like, even that part of it is its own movie, and all of it is extremely high risk. Just
Do you know how they found him?
How?
With a heartbeat sensor.
that just dropped today. The CIA revealed that
They sensed his
Modern Warfare
fucking
2
heartbeat.
fucking owner!
Bro, you don't even know. So the
Heartbeat sensor?
They call it Ghost Murmur. They called out today. It is an AI integrated platform over thousands of kilometers that can signal out your specific heartbeat signature using AI, focus in and geolocate it. And it can filter out all of the other noise. The CIA came out and said
All
they
the
had
other
it today.
heartbeats.
Ghost Murmur.
Okay, all right. Let me just.
But they're not doing anything here.
Let me just.
Everything here is fine. Palantir is great.
Let me
Vice
just-
knocked out.
Let me just state for the fucking record. Everything going on with the Second Amendment bullshit, like restrict. This is ridiculous.
This is where
Just
I
let me
draw it.
have it. You
just-
have heartbeat sensors.
I don't know how to not.
Thank you.
Fuck you.
I don't know how. I don't
Let
know
us
how
have
to like.
the 9mm, please.
Come on, man. Make it cheaper, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to like scream at the American like general public like more like you don't know what they're up to.
Yeah,
like
right.
we can
No,
watch.
they stopped that.
We can watch
They
Midnight
stopped
Hammer.
that after Project Mockingbird.
Well, 100%. Yeah,
There's
right
a
afterwards.
2-kilometer circle around Maduro's palace that we just turned the power off to and then flipped our shit onto their TVs. And no one in America goes, oh, they could do that here.
Boy, that's super interesting.
No, they have a piece of paper that says they can't do that here.
Hey, here's the reason why they don't want to do that here, because they need someone to pay for it.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
They're
Yeah.
creating the
they're-
necessary response. Come on. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. Create a problem, give you the response to the problem. This one just happens to have a hefty price tag.
Who's going
on
to
it.
pay for Project Murmur? Whatever
Ghost
it's called.
Murmur.
Ghost
Put some
Murmur.
respect
If you
on
say
that
big
thing.
words like that, I'll trust you more.
And just hear me out. Whether or not that's like a real thing or not, just the fact that we're saying that it is I love it.
It's
so
the second
much, dude.
operation in a row. On the first one,
Yeah.
they were like, they deployed a sonic weapon that made people puke and bleed from the mouth and nose.
Yeah.
The lore that came out, like, I can't verify if that one interview was correct. I heard it on audio and saw the tape of it, right? So that doesn't mean it's not fake. It just means I saw those two things.
Yeah.
To hear that dude talk about it, in Iraq, there was a AAR that was floating around. They used to show it like when you get like into the secret systems. I deployed in Iraq in like 2009. Or 2010. So we're in Iraq and they were like, dude, check this out. And on one of the drives they pulled somebody off target and they asked him to tell them about the assault that happened. And they were like, they were giants. They materialized out of nowhere. They were exceptionally violent. They were the fastest shooters I've ever seen, and they brought lions with them. They were talking about the assault dogs. So they're talking about the assault force that went on this Iraqi thing. It gave me the same vibe, dude. These guys came in, killed 200 people. They had a weapon that we didn't know that made people sick and bleed from their face.
Yeah.
Then 20 dudes murked 200. They snatched them and then played Chief Keef on the exit. Yeah. Bitches love Sosa and out. You know what I mean? Like,
Getting off the plane at LAX.
how many times in a row do you need to see this? We flew bombers, 36-hour missions. We turned everything off. Then we bombed everywhere we wanted to. And then we just bounced after crippling like 3 in a row now. We're just doing heat checks.
And we
Torpedo trick shots and shit. We're like,
Yeah,
blow that thing up with a
360
torpedo.
no-scope
Hey,
torpedoes.
blow up that boat with a HIMARS. Like, you'd be like, you can't do that. No, we did it. We've done it in the last, 7 months.
I loved how people were upset about us bombing cocaine and fentanyl runners.
Right.
How dare you,
On
right?
speedboats in international water. And
You
we're
didn't
clearly
say-
seeking to violate our national sovereignty.
You know who advocated for and approved that bill to get through
insane.
Congress?
Obama?
Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer, the same guy that came out and was like, this is an illegal war crime. Be like, oh, really, buddy? Because your signature block is on the thing that brought this to Congress. It says that we can do it.
Don't go back to the Democrats in the 90s. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton on tape talking about immigration.
Immigration,
is
oh,
so much more aggressive than Trump.
So I have a question. Do we have a name for this operation yet?
Oh, yeah, we got the Iran thing.
It's inside of Epic Fury. So Operation Epic Fury. I'm sure that the individual operation probably had its own name, but it's a little bit different because these are contingency operations, right? Like this thing just popped up.
Right.
So while they do have and that's one of the conspiracy theories that's drop online is everybody's like, oh, what about this nuclear plant that was right there? And they use this, it broke that they used the same plan. People don't understand how the military plans. Listen, man, if you're going to go snatch uranium, which is a problem, we know they have about 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. I think it's over 60%. You need 90% for a bomb, but 60% works just great for a dirty bomb. Yeah. The teams, I can't tell you people this enough. These teams have planned for literally everything. The first time I ever worked with these dudes, they'd talk about this crazy plan, and I'm like, that could probably never happen. They're like, no, that guy actually has the best run in the house on this specific plan. We can't catch him. He's at like 4 minutes. Everybody else is like 4:10. Like they go through this shit all the time. 90% of the plan is done. If you take the uranium out and put a pilot in it, or a Wizzo in this case, all it is occupy by force, direct action, take this thing and leave.
Yeah.
If you had something that you planned, say, I don't know, 10 miles away, everything's already done for you. 90% of those logistics inside of this contingency planning thing, it's an emergency. Yeah. So of course you have a template and you're like, wait, change these things, but all the air is right, all the threats are right, the intel is right, the weather's probably right. All
Your
of these,
PowerPoint's good. Everything you got to email.
right.
To somebody.
All these risk assessments that are happening in real time because you got somebody on the ground. Yeah, of course you're going to take a templated plan and you're just going to switch out some of the parts that are important for it, right? But the TTP with the C-130s and the little birds that we'll talk about that had an unfortunate end at the end of this one, that TTP was already being exercised by the 123rd STS and JSOC on a random runway in the middle of Kentucky. They landed a C-130. There's videos of them rolling it out, the FARP dogs from the 160th, opening up the little birds and getting them ready to fly in like 5 minutes. We do this. Mm-hmm. Like this is a thing that we've already exercised. It wasn't like some wacky theory that they thought up. Combat controllers can land anything they want anywhere in the world and control every single aircraft overhead of it. You've got the PR experts, you've got the assault forces from Navy and Army, and you've got the best aviation unit in the world. Like that team can do whatever you want. You literally just put anything in the parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally anything.
That's absolutely insane.
So what?
It's mind-blowing. Right. Okay.
What happened on the ground?
So it starts off with the F-15. Dude 44 is the call sign. So that's the aircraft. Dude 44 Alpha and Bravo. The enemy is learning. There's an influx of man-pads with specific capabilities that were designed to defeat our jet's anti-man-pad capabilities. The enemy is not stupid. They're learning. So they're getting new equipment, but they're also getting input from Russia and some other proxies to be like, hey, here's how you employ it the best. So they're learning in this thing.
Yeah.
We go in, shock and awe, punch everybody in the mouth. Well, the enemy is going to figure out new TTPs and figure it out. This is one of the things that happened. They got a 15 down. The ejection seat has to work back seat, front seat, because if you go front seat, you fry the guy behind you. Yeah. So people are like, why were they so disassociated? Like, why were they so far apart? Well, brother.
There's a big distance in between 1 and 2.
Well, that and they're flying through a 480 mile an hour missile strike. So, things are going to be wonky. The aircraft is going to be moving in separate ways. So that guy, 44 Bravo, dude 44 Bravo, ejects, the Wizzo is out. Then the front seat, there's a delay, he gets out. This guy gets picked up pretty much immediately by rescue forces that heard the call, mobilized, got to him, and picked him up. Like, that can't be overstated. There was already a personnel recovery mission of a lifetime in southern Iran when this guy happened. A picture of the 130 dragging the 2 helos behind it. It's an HC-130 King aircraft, and those are 2 H-860s with your rescue PJs on it. So they go get them picked up. During the time, A-10s are part of the rescue culture. They achieve what's called the Sandy qualification. That's a call sign, but it's also a capability. A-10 pilots are certified hard, some of them through weapons school, which is like the Air Force's Top Gun. Mm-hmm. Even after that, they take 3 to 4 years to get this qualification. The A-10s, typically, like in Vietnam, they were the only, before sensors and all this other communications equipment, they could fly closest to the ground because they're a flying tank with a titanium bathtub and a 30-millimeter Gatling gun that can just take punishment. So they were the guys that would be the rescue mission commander. So in the Air Force, the only pilots, period, that can get this Sandy qualification or rescue mission are the A-10s. They took so much heavy fire. One of them had to limp all the way back to base. The other one had to limp out over the water and then eject himself. So this is where the information starts to get wonky, right? It wasn't immediately reported what kind of jet it went down, and then somebody leaked that it was an F-15E. Everybody put 2 and 2 together. There's 2 pilots, not 1. So now they're like, wait a second, where's this other pilot? Then the A-10 pilot gets picked up, feet wet. PJs again, shout out, different team, same capability. Pick that dude up, and everybody's like, cool, we're clean. Well, then there was all that confusion, like, hey, we got him, and that happened real early. You got 2 of 3.
Right.
And that led to the Wizzo hitting the ground. The fucking balls on this Wizzo.
I know, dude. I know.
So, first of all, I'm telling you, like, his official photo is not out there. When you see this guy, you guys, when it finally does drop,
Is the one in the back of the, looks like a helicopter, it looked real AI.
it's so AI.
Yeah.
That's not it. You're going to see him and you're going to be like, most unassuming dude ever. Highly religious man. Everybody that talked about him said he's just an absolute savage. He hit the ground. His first radio call, God is good, enemy 3K north, and the dude boogies. Like, starts his
That's
plan.
hard as nails.
Bro,
Homie
that's-
says Deus Volt and just rips.
God is good, I'm out. Enemy 3K north. So he starts his evasion scenario, and that throws us into planning. When this happens, the Aces 2 ejection seat has its own beacon on it. The second that ejection happens, that beacon lights up, and I'm not joking, screens worldwide. So I'm talking, one of these went off when I was in Afghanistan, and I was in the Tackett, Afghanistan, and we're like, oh, a beacon. It literally blinks red on everybody's screen that matters, from the JPRA to Space Force to CENTCOM to everybody across the world. This thing lights up. That beacon just so happened to be an accidental beacon in America. So we're like, Colorado Springs, huh? So a student pilot doesn't know not to hit those buttons, right? So, but when this happens, the entire world knows about it and everything stops. PR or personnel recovery events, the second that there's somebody down, for combat controllers, like the guys that are calling an aircraft and protecting that area, their biggest problem is deconfliction. Because anybody that wants to, you'll have the world over top. Your biggest problem is like, you're pushing people off. Because everybody wants to come and help this dude on the ground and protect him. That started happening. They went into deliberate planning. Meanwhile, on the ground, that Wizzo is doing exactly what he's supposed to. All the SEER stuff, it's real hot to talk about, like what is protected and what isn't protected. And I'm not going to get anywhere close to that. What I'm going to tell you is there's a plan, and this guy followed the plan exactly. Scott O'Grady took 8 days to get recovered because he is the case study for what not to do. went the wrong way, didn't procure his water like he was supposed to. He was near dehydration. There was dew everywhere every morning. All he had to do was just learn, take a little bit of the training that he got and do it. It took him 8 days to get picked up. And fun fact, he didn't even know his link-up procedures correctly. A Marine trap team landed. An 18-year-old was on the machine gun on the tail of the 53, almost shot him because he came running out of the woods, camoed up with a gun at a helicopter, which, again, that's not good. There's good, bad for pickup, right? It's a pass-fail event. That's still bad, right? The only reason he didn't, he said his boonie cap flipped up and it had the cerise panel, like for signaling, so the orange panel. And when it flipped up on his thing, that's the only reason that 18-year-old didn't clack off Scott O'Grady. Yeah. Jesus. So this all happens, right? Like the first 2 get picked up right away. The Wizzo's on the ground doing exactly what he needs to do. He evades over the course of 36 hours during nighttime, hides himself, finds his way to, and this is just basic tactics, this isn't protected, the best possible individual tactical decision this guy made was where he got picked up. He had defensible ground. It was about a 7K climb, so injured. After an ejection, dehydrated, at the end of the sortie, this guy found a way to climb 7,000 feet up, protect himself in a crag, and he could see the entire valley below him. It wasn't easily traveled, so somebody would have to be following him to come up there. He did have an M4 and an M9. Those are in the seat kits for the Aces 2 ejection seat, but with limited amounts of ammo. I'm talking
they don't have a lot, right?
2 mags each, homie. That's usually what they put in there. I can't tell you exactly what he had, but
I would get in
Nothing
that
if somebody's
plane with a
assaulting
bandolier.
you.
I know, right? But he put himself in the best possible position. If I had 60 rounds of M4 and 15, 30 rounds of M9, man, put me on a hilltop, put me behind some cover, cover concealment, let me get the chance for the rescue guys to get there. From then, whether it was CIA's Ghost Murmur or one of these exquisite locating devices we have, because again, everything was over this area.
Yeah, the Ghost Murmur thing is like, I love it because it's the lore is insane. But like, he just had a GPS watch.
Yep.
Like, doesn't he have a radio? He just told somebody where he was.
I can't confirm or deny, but maybe it's just that simple.
I never went anywhere
Maybe we
without
would
a
pack
GPS
you a
watch
radio
on. Yeah.
that would, maybe. I'm just saying, the smartest people on the earth that can find your heartbeat with AI from 1,000 miles away, Maybe there's a radio, maybe there's not. Can't confirm or deny. So he gets himself set up kind of in that area.
We're not doing that anymore.
We stopped doing that.
Well, at the same time, the CIA was running a counter intel drop. So they were basically putting out intel that we had him and he was going on the ground. They were putting it out through official channels. And it's believed that distraction actually helped him too, because they did it in the opposite direction and pulled him away. This leads up to kind of like the pickup event. This happens. By the way, couldn't write this in a movie. Dude, highly religious dude goes down, says God is good. That's Good Friday. He proceeds to hide in a cave for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then on Easter morning, as dawn is getting ready to break in Iran, the guards, the Iranians show up. Lo and behold, there is no one here, motherfucker.
Do you see the PR? Like, I can see the movie, dude.
I will give you the tagline.
Like,
God is good is the name of the book.
The empty cave, and there's like Iranian, like just shit kickers, like make it to the cave. And I can see the big helicopter shot of the hill that he's on. And like, it's not there anymore, motherfucker.
Well, they draw a box around this dude, especially in the hours that are coming up to everybody, the teams getting out to go do their thing. They draw a box around him and they just slaughtered everybody that came anywhere near him. That's where you're seeing the AC-130 videos of dudes just getting pieced up. If you were massing as a military force and you look like you were moving towards it, there was no questions. You were just getting
If you look like
they
a
were just
person
dropping.
and you were
That-
out there and
that
you were
was
doing person
absolutely-
stuff, I'm smoking.
NQ9. So drones, Apaches, and AC-130 all over top and just laying waste.
How long were they over top doing that?
A period of time. Most likely, the
Yes.
second that they had a general location, I guarantee those aircraft were getting ready to get over top and support, because they knew they couldn't go out and get them right then. They knew they had to get everything together and then go. So if it was me, I'm pushing those guys right away.
Yeah, as soon
ISR's
as
over top right away. Can we find him? Once we do, you draw a box around that boy and you let everybody in the world know. Outside of this box,
death.
And outside of this safe area is dead. Everybody. Like, we don't have anybody. They'll deconflict friendly forces. There's some talk about other people in the area that stop doing what they're doing. Tight. You're just getting it if you get anywhere near them.
It's the capability that we have is unrivaled. To be able to like have a single dude or a platoon or something like that. The days of like a couple of dudes getting cut off, the We Were Soldiers moment where a single platoon gets cut off,
Right.
that doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? That's a radio call and we just stack air asset. The amount of hell I can bring down you could just keep them in the sky for weeks.
Behind enemy
You know what I mean?
lines, dude. Owen
Yeah,
Wilson.
I can refuel them in the sky. The only thing they need to go do is get more ammo. Like,
One of our combat controllers, when we were in England during one of the hot rotations over in Afghanistan, he Winchestered 3 separate AC-130s. So Winchestered 1 got put on by 2, Winchestered that one. The first one came back after reloading, and he Winchestered that one as well over like an 8-hour firefight.
That's insane.
Just call it constantly for like 6 hours. The combat controllers just do this. Peaches, my co-host,
Yeah.
that dude won't tell you, but that dude stayed up for like 72 straight hours because he couldn't trust turning the radio over to somebody else. 72 straight hours of just calling. Just getting it.
gangster, dude.
But and there's my favorite videos. There's these IRGC dudes, and they're filming on their phone because that's what we do now on social media. You film on operation, but they're walking up to where the CIA had told them, "Oh, the American's being held here," and they walked into like 20 of their dead homies because the assault force just rolled through and just pieced
CIA gave him that information.
pieced them all up.
Friends.
And they literally just showed up and they were like, "Oh, look at all of our bros. This isn't good. We should leave." But so then that brings us to the planning. 46 years before this, there was an operation called Eagle Claw. Everybody is familiar of it. Crazy parallels here as well. In the Iranian desert, there were American hostages, and we were going to fly 2 C-130s in, establish a FARP, put some helicopters in there, helicopter assault, back to the FARP, everybody out. It's the same exact plan. Like, you can't draw parallels any worse. Eagle Claw was a failure in 1980, but that led to the creation of JSOC. It literally led the government to go, hey, all of the soft truths. Humans are more important than hardware. You can't mass produce soft forces after an event. They have to be trained and equipped long before this thing. They have to be able to plan for it. There's funding. There's a specific command, all of this, right? That's what we got out of Eagle Claw. So 46 years later, JSOC goes in with the same plan. They're going to land 2 C-130s on this agricultural runway. They're going to take off just like the 123rd did. They're going to take off those 2 smaller helos. About a 7.5-hour flight to where it is they landed. Helos come off, get the survivor, everybody back, and we're gone. Everything was going great until the C-130s landed, and that runway could not take C-130s. Oh. So they immediately plugged, hard stuck.
So they just got beached.
In America, it would take you a week to pull those things out. I mean, you have to get bulldozer, CE would have to be there. You got to have something pull it out. Like, I mean, it's no small task, and that's at home, no fire on a runway where it just like goes like down in Herbie where it's all sand.
Yeah.
That thing pulls off and gets stuck. That's the runway shutdown.
Right.
That's a huge event, right? So they have this. Mission goes off. They get the little birds out. They get them flying. They get the Wizzo. Everybody comes back, and then they realize that they've got a whole other problem. This is where the news reporting was like, hey, everything's not safe. The rescue operation is still going on. They were trying to figure out how to get out. The little birds didn't fly in because it's a 7.5 hour flight. Little birds don't have legs for that. They can't refuel. So now they have 6 aircraft on the ground, and they can't fly out on any of them. What are you going to do? Have four little helicopters fly off to your next PR event?
Right.
By two, I think the unclassed distance a little bird can go is like 250 miles or something.
Like how you said, your next PR event. That's such a good.
Yeah, you're just going to go to the next video like, we got this one. And then these guys flew away, roughly half the distance that they would need to fly to get to safety. So now they're out in this other part of the desert. So they, again, amazing contingency planners on the fly. We're like, all right, here's the deal. There's 3 other short takeoff and landing aircraft that we're able to fly in. There's pictures that a goat herder had. These dudes screaming along like 100 feet behind the terrain, like flying in. They can take off and land in your backyard. Like these,
So bush planes, dude.
it's
You ever seen those?
essentially like a little casa,
Yeah.
dude, and you're just shoving dudes in there. They're flying. They land. They get everybody on board. They're just shoving people in, and then I just know people take this so seriously. Somewhere right now there is a combat controller that looked around at everybody and was like, guys, we're gonna blow all 4 of these fucking planes up. Everything, park them close together.
Yeah.
We get to do it.
This is gonna be huge.
Yeah, he was writing the most ridiculous 9-line of his life. Some enlisted dude that's been a tier 1 operator, and he's just like, I get to blow up 130 and 4 little birds. This is gonna be bad.
He's had 150 training meetings that he was like, why don't we just blow them up? And they're like, you don't just blow shit up. And he'd be like, listen. I know this is a training event, but like real world, if shit went bad, I'd just blow shit up.
I'd just blow it up
was
and we
like,
fly out.
no, the fuck, we never blow anything.
And then he'd be like, what if they got beached and they got plugged in there? And they're like, they're never going to get plugged in there because JTech goes in and they make sure the landing zone is
that
done.
would never
I can't tell you
happen.
how many times we had like IED shit that they would be like, all right, so what do we do now? And I'd be like, thermite the truck and take the hills. And they'd go, fuck, you're not I'd be like, why not? Thermite the truck, take the hills. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We have to be smarter than the goat people.
Some dude got to go.
Thermite the truck.
Thermite the truck and take the hills.
Yeah, right.
And they were like, yeah, that's what we're doing, Brian. He was like, no, but thermite the truck and take the hills. They're like, yeah, we said that. Like,
Yeah.
Joe, but really?
You gonna do it, Brian?
Really? I gotta do it. Like, I can't tell you, dude.
Do it, Brian!
I'm telling you, just for that moment, they had to look around and just be like, this is about to be the coolest shit we've ever done in our whole life. So then it goes from there. They load everybody up. They blow in place the 6 aircraft that are there, and then we're out. And on Easter Sunday, he's returned to friendly care, and then he continues in. So we actually support him all the way through this event. Like the second that we touch him, pararescueman, combat rescue officer right there, there's different phases to how we bring somebody back to the world, because this is a traumatic event, right?
Right.
No.
You can imagine there's intel stuff that we do need to have, like questions. Like we need to ask you some questions, dude. What did you see? What were the actions? That helps us further along, and that process is pretty protected. But everybody from psychologists to whatever, we support him exactly. There's rooms that are just like set up with super fast Wi-Fi and TVs and Xbox and books and whatever else that this guy gets to have, and he's completely protected and isolated unless he wants to see his boys. And it's meant to get him back in the fight. So there's an entire process that they work through.
Right, that kind of decompression time.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, this is an emotional event, man. Like, you were riding in a jet, everything was going great, and then you weren't, and then you were on the ground evading for 36 hours. And he knows.
Terrifying, dude.
Bro, 2013, they burned the Jordanian pilot alive in a cage on Al Jazeera. We all saw it.
Everybody remembers Jessica Lynch's body. Everybody has seen.
Picked up by a PJ.
Yeah,
very famously.
Everybody's seen fucking execution videos where they like use a rusty knife. You know?
No, they forgot about that when the Houthis became their friends.
Yeah.
Right.
And that guy's gone through SEER school at whatever level of SEER school he went through and had whatever experience he got on that, and he that's the we like you version. You know? Like,
Yeah. Well, and these guys, and I can't give credit to the SEER dudes enough. And there's funny stuff in our community. Like, we give SEER shit. Like, there's constantly a back and forth. Controllers, PJs, SEER, TAC, we're constantly making fun of one another. But at this point, it's like, man, that's my little brother. Like, I can make fun of him, but these guys saved the day.
Yeah, you shut up.
They don't even call what they do training anymore. They call it preparation. Initial preparation. They have pre-deployment. There's guys that are on the ground with you. I had a SEER guy that was attached to every deployment I ever went on. And he would be telling us, he'd be like, hey, this area is popping off. Like, they're really plugged into intel. And local area stuff. Like they're experts on literally, you can have a SEER guy at the table and he's got like 90% of your answers. You just look at him and go, hey, would this work? And he'd be like, yeah, it's a good spot. And be like, okay, great. Like I trust those dudes implicitly. And we make fun of them because they're dorky. They're like a weird like little subculture, right? But man, they just fucking crushed it. Like, and the training that they gave this guy, the preparation they gave.
I was about to say the preparation.
I called a bunch of SEER friends because I started getting invited on shows. And I was like, listen, man, give me a refresher. What do we talk about? What do we not talk about? What's protected? What's important? And I was like, more importantly, what are you guys doing so I could be your advocate on this one? Like, I'm never going to get this shot ever again. Like, I'm the PJ that just happens to be out there during a PR event. I'm bringing everybody. We're talking about saving the A10, the SEER guys. We're talking about fun. Like nobody thinks about CSAR ever, CSAR PR, until it's too late. Because that's our whole job.
Also, save the A10. Save the.
That's
there's
what we're
a
saying.
Full petition about it right now to like keep that thing in.
If
the
you
air.
think that I'm not talking directly to SEC, I was lucky enough to be invited to be on Fox America's Newsroom tomorrow. If you think I'm not saying that on the air to him directly, keep the A10.
Wait a minute. They're talking about getting rid of the A10.
In 26.
That's sacrilegious.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it says that in the Bible. Keep the A10.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Mark,
It's
right?
the 11th commandment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mark, that's good. He was a notorious warlord. Mark,
Yeah.
he was really good.
Yeah.
But that's the stakes of the game we're talking about right now. Like we have this event to go. No, these pilots that are specifically trained, they're the only pilots that can do it. It's part of our culture to have them above us.
can't put
Ask
a-
any ground guy, what do they want overhead?
An
You need
A10.
A10.
You can't put an A10 or an F-35 down the way that those do. They're low, they're slow, they're mean. They've got a presence to them. The sound of the gun, the sound of the when the rounds impact the ground themselves is horrifying. Like there's nothing like it. JDAMs are scary. Something about knowing you're being hunted by an A10 that just keeps running itself by the
Strafing
clock.
runs?
The pilot is looking you in the face from 55 feet after murking you with a 30
he
mil
just
cannon.
smoked all of your boys with his like.
And they always paint the teeth on them. Like it looks badass. It
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah.
come on. It's just got great. It's everything about it is
It's
great.
got the 2 engines.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking
Yeah.
sick.
So, but the entire thing wrapped up, man, I'm telling you, just the infill, flying 2 130s low into a REN, just that by itself is historic.
They got
it
to
is-
thermite the truck and take the hill.
they did get to that. Right, but every part, the assault, them finding it, the heel, there was from what I'm hearing, there was just a biblical firefight. I'm talking thousands of Iranians that were closing in on this location because at one point the jig was up and it was a race to the Wizzo.
Really?
Like they knew well, when you fly 2 130s and you park them in the desert,
Yeah.
people start texting on cell phones and somebody gets that text, they're like, oh crap, it's this area over here. People will start flooding to you. You have to worry about what's called a SAR trap as well. There was a very real possibility in this thing that this Wizzo was actually captured and was forced to make communication with forces to bring them in because they know we're coming in low-flying helicopters. They know we're coming in, and they know that we're coming from
They
this
know the
one
hand
person.
of God is about to
And
approach.
little birds are cool. You know what I mean? They look badass in Miami
Yeah.
every year at the soft show and stuff. But like that thing's not moving fast. Like you could sit on a ridgeline and dump a 50 at
They
it all
go
day
like
long.
90 miles an hour,
Yeah,
man.
it's not moving quick,
Yeah.
you know. And there's nothing on it. Just small arms fire. Just 100 dudes with AKs shooting one of those things down.
Saddam Hussein had a $100,000 bounty on any rescue helicopter the entire time, like 2003 on, because he knows if you can take those aircraft down to prove to American warfighters that we can't get to them or we won't because the risk is too high, that's game over, bro. Other countries don't. I saw a great tweet that Britain's response to this, that they had to do this for one of their own pilots, they'd be like, oh, we call the Americans because we do this, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
this
the
is
only-
our shit.
It's the only like when you're getting onto that helicopter and you're like the skids come off and you're going to the other side of the fucking mountain or whatever you're getting into, you have that thought in the back of your head like, thank God I'm an American. Like if something goes south today, I'm in a trauma bay in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the people taking you there are like
best in the
darn near
fucking world.
darn near trauma surgeons, right?
Yeah.
That's, by the way, that's a PJ joke. We are not. We're naturally registered paramedics. We're advanced tactical practitioners. There was a post that came out that was like, "Oh, you're like a trauma surgeon with a rifle," and I was like, "Are you though?"
Yeah, comparatively to the guys
listen,
with the rifle, fuck yeah, dude.
I get it. Gold level trauma standard, like 18 deltas are better than PJs in medicine at like indigenous medicine and some of these other things. They have the long course that they go to that we split away from. Like, man, they are amazing medics. You give me a couple PJs, a couple E5s, like an E6, and give me a mass casualty with 15 patients, those guys are going to crush it. That is a basic food group. Of
Yeah,
what
and
we
they'll fight.
right.
There's a hard-nosed line in the PJs that doesn't exist in a lot of like those kind of additional add-on skill sets. There's something about the PJs, like they want to jump right in the middle of, you're taking casualties, which means shit is going south. Like Americans don't take casualties like that.
Right.
And it's the only, other than like your actual like Green Beret, like pipe hitter kind of guys, it's the only group that exists to say like, I'm gonna come in with limited ammo, limited resources. I'm gonna get in the middle of your worst day. You know, like they're ready to come die with you. Like that's badass. Dude.
I was reading some stuff on Twitter because like the Europeans, the weenie Europeans over there are some cool Europeans, but the weenie Europeans were jumping on and like dunking on America for losing all these resources and stuff to like just save one guy. And it's like I read something and it was so poignant, and it was like, this is the prime reason why a piece of paper won't make you an American.
Yeah, that's why the A10 has to stay.
That's right.
I understand what it looks like on that piece of paper.
It should be put on the flag, honestly.
But when A10 comes overhead, America's here. I can't fucking. It's a muscle car in the sky.
It's a muscle car in the sky.
It's American exceptionalism in one thing. That's why we don't have free healthcare. Enjoy this 30 like, you know. There was
it's green. You know what I mean? They're like, we're gonna fly this thing so low, we need it camoed green.
We a great quote about that came out. It takes a year to build an aircraft. It takes 200 years to build a culture that we will sacrifice an aircraft to go get one American, right?
Yeah.
And to the PJ thing too, it's hilarious how diverse our career field is. Like the combat controllers that would make fun of us, like they'll be like, "Oh, sit down to PJs. You guys are sky nurses." Like guys are like super cerebral, typically a little bit smarter, a little bit older. You know, they skew, that's super diverse. You have like super hippie dudes that literally just like, oh, I want to save lives, bro. Yeah. And then there's like some, like I'm more of like on the aggressive end, right? Like, you know, a little bit of meat eater, like let's, hey, go do this thing. But where everybody meets in the middle is the second that there's a patient involved, those hacky sack playing slackline and hippie friends of mine get right on board. They're like, oh no, I'll fucking slaughter you for that guy. Like it's the one thing that everybody shares is the second that it's time to go, they don't care that there's a fire.
When it's time to ball, it's time to ball.
Fuck it, we ball. You know what I'm saying?
There's an amazing story from Afghanistan. I think it happened in 2010, end of 2010, where it was a Ranger unit that got balled up, but they were taking heavy casualties. They were like pinned down, and these PJs like fast roped into the middle of it. They just parked a helicopter right over top of this gunfight where like America's best, you know what I mean? Like they were taking heavy casualties. And these dudes were like, fuck it, we're coming in. Just got right into the middle of the gunfight and started. They were actively in the gunfight stacking bodies, but were performing like heavy level trauma management on people at the exact same time.
I have a good friend that there was a mission to resupply some dudes that were in a tick and no one else would go. And the Crow was like, we'll go. And they flew right in the middle of it, speedballs, food, water. Like the first speedball, it was too hot, so that it was too far away for the team to get. It was like 800 meters away. And they were like, hey, can you guys do this? And all the rescuers were like, yeah, that's what we do. Do you just need to drop this stuff off? And they were like, yeah, man. And then they just went and did it. Like, it was crazy. Like Gavin Fisher got a Silver Star. He's a one troop alum in Vegas with me. Silver Star took shrapnel to the face, was in a turret. Like, why are you in a turret, PJ?
Yeah.
Shrapnel to the face, terrible firefight. Dudes within 15 meters of him. Pictures of him just shrapnel all over his face and upper chest. Like, just absolutely peppered. And that dude wanted to go back out the next day. He's like, well, I got alert. Like, that's just the game. Like, that's what, there's some, you never know the magic in the mixing. And I'm heavily involved in, like, scout and recruit, kind of like finding the people that have that in them. This is it. This is the situation I point to, be like, here it is, suicide mission. Yeah. Exact same plan as it failed in 1980. Biggest military failure that we've probably ever seen inside of special operations, made its whole command. That's the situation. You going? Yeah. Are you going or you're not going? Because I need people to go. And this is the best way to look at it. Like this thing, if it was a movie, you wouldn't believe it. You get the script, you'd be like, no, it's unbelievable. No, that's
like,
never
that's
happened.
fake. That never happened.
And the fact
that would never happen.
The fact that it happened on Easter Sunday, all the gunfight details around it, the videos that came out from the gunfights, the actual, like, that's what I'm saying, like, I know that we will heavily inflate events for the PR, and we will heavily inflate events to cover when we make mistakes. The Lone Survivor one is, like, probably the most heartbreaking example of that.
Right.
But nothing about this feels like we were actually losing planes. Like, shit was actually not going well.
Right. We're deflating it. We lost 4 130s and 8 little planes.
Yeah, like, we're not talking. Well, I mean, we lost 8 aircraft in that event.
Yeah.
From the time that
insane.
2 A-10s.
Yeah. That's like all of the aircraft
15.
that was in Afghanistan.
That's insane.
2 A-10s of 15, because that's what started it off. And then we topped it off with 6 other aircraft, 2 130s and 4 little birds. Like that's the no kidding. And that doesn't count other planes that got shot off. Like 2 of the rescue helicopters also got heavily shot off. I mean, there's a picture of one smoking from the tail rotor, limping back to safety. All those dudes took shrapnel after one of those first, like, again, PJ teams on board there. Like, we lost like 8 aircraft, 10 aircraft that were all heavily damaged in this thing.
You could write that entire thing where it's like the same guys that like when got Maduro, right? Like the movie starts with the Maduro raid.
They're just
and it's those guys.
The call goes up and they're just smoking cigarettes. They're Time to go, boys.
Yeah, like it starts with the Maduro raid, so you got that big action hit at the beginning of the movie, but it's setting you up.
That's super
and
smart.
it takes them right back to the team room.
It's showing how bad these dudes are, and like they're not.
There's just no downtime.
Yeah, but then like there's pilots going down all of a sudden. Like now the guys you believed couldn't be fucked with are about to get fucked with. Shit's about to go south.
The unfuckwithable.
Yeah, they land and their planes are stuck. They get out and they're all in the mud too. Like fuck, I can see the whole movie.
Well, boys, it happened again.
Yeah.
And then they just figure it out. But I mean, there's a level of truth to that too, because these teams, they didn't get to celebrate. They didn't take Easter off.
No,
they went right back to alert.
Yeah.
Those teams that got shot off target, they went home and went to the spare aircraft, started patching up the other one, and then got their kit ready and looked at the day team and was like, "We're going to sleep, guys. It was a crazy one. All right, bye." And then they saw them in 8 more. Like they went to sleep for 8 hours. They came back in 10.
Those dudes went out, got in a gunfight, a significant fucking gunfight.
Right, yeah.
Got to thermite the trucks. Got this fucking pilot home, and then they went to the gym, they went to midnight chow, they fucking jerked off in a porta-john, and they went right back out to do the same thing fucking Monday morning.
One factual inaccuracy: we're the Air Force. They have their own rooms, bro.
Oh,
they probably got their own sinks. The air conditioning, the Wi-Fi is crispy.
When you move into your Air Force downrange room, there's like a little, how they like fold the towels at fancy resorts, but it just has a fleshlight in the middle of it.
You think this hurts my feelings? I can't believe you dealt with that bullshit.
What is it like talking to someone that the government loved?
Right.
There's actually like a woman. There's like a hot meal prepared for you.
Yeah, they have a concubine in there for them.
We get this. You don't need it. You're a PJ. You don't need to get them issued. You can get that yourself. It's the same JSOC budget. The same budget is for all special operations. There's only 200 active duty PJs across all of the commands. We work in 5 separate commands. There's 61.
That's a small community.
61% of us actually work in Guard and Reserve. So at any given time, there's only maybe 500 plus between officers and enlisted. Compare that to the entire Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, Green Beret force. Same budget, 10% of the people. Tight. Give me my own room and give me that new gear. The first time
How'd they work that deal out?
Air Force. It's fucking ridiculous.
Hey, I won't cut off your nuts.
Right.
When I lived in Fort Campbell, I lived in a little cul-de-sac, nice house. We went saw it the other day. Yeah. The guy that lived across from me was an Air Force controller, in the tower, just an air traffic controller. He made what I made every month as an E6 with BAH and a family. He made what I made additional because he had to live with us. He lived in my neighborhood.
Yeah, but you were in the neighborhood. Do you see how that's a cost of living?
When I was younger, I wanted to join the Marines because my uncle he was drafted into Vietnam. And I remember telling him, I'm going to join the Marines. I'm going to be a Marine like you. And he said, no. If you join, I'm going to get you into the Air Force. And I said, fuck that. I'm not joining the military. I should have joined the fucking Air Force.
Dude, September 12th, 2001, I was so broke. I took a bus to my mom and dad's house, but I couldn't take the bus back to where I lived in Akron. My dad was taking me before he went to work. He's a fireman. He was in the Army. And I it's September 12th, and I was like, hey, Dad, I think I got to go, man. I was like, I think this is going to be, we had a quote in our family, every generation owes a little something to this great nation of theirs. I was the oldest of 6 kids. By the way, I didn't say this, I was on a Max Afterburner, which is an Air Force fighter pilot. I have 3 little brothers. 2 of them are Army pilots. 2 of them were 60 pilots, and then my other brother, he is now flying fixed wing for the Army on a different mission. They got so pissed at me that I didn't say to a pilot that they were pilots, because that's the pilot joke, is tell everybody you're a pilot. They're like, how the fuck did you miss that opportunity? So I didn't. There, Danny. There, Brian. You'll meet Brian later today.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But I looked at him. I was like, hey, man, I want to go. This thing's happening. I want to go join the Marines. He was like, Aaron, just do me a favor. Just go to the Air Force. Go to the Air Force and talk to him. And I literally went in. The Marines and the Army laughed me out. They neither one, because I only wanted a Special Forces contract in some regard. I didn't even know what a PJ was. The Air Force recruiter heard me. The Marines weren't there. The Army kind of sloughed me off. The Navy wouldn't talk to me. And the Air Force dude goes, hey, can you swim? I was like, I was a competitive swimmer. He goes, okay. You in shape? I was like, yeah. He's like, look at this PT test. It was the pass at the time. He's like, when did you pass that? I was like, I don't know, Friday. I was like, the minimums are super low. I was an athlete. I can do workout. I was like, the run will be a little bit rough because I haven't been running. I've been drinking at the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, but I can figure it out. I can make work. He's like, if you can come in Friday and just pass the swim portion of it, he was like, I'll get you a contract. You'll be gone. I was in basic by January. And was like, okay, tight, January 2002, and failed out that time. Luckily, came back and got through the process. But that's exactly how it worked out for me. My dad was like, just check the Air Force out.
Yeah.
And for all the jokes, the jokes are, it really is nice.
It really is.
I was working with, right when they made MARSOC,
really
right in the very beginning when they were transitioning into MARSOC,
they
came down and we did some rappelling work with the 160th in Georgia. And they
You
were
guys
like,
were like, you have bugs?
well, yeah. I was like, what is this? We're saying a Hunter Army airfield. I was like, it's a field? Ew, gross. So we're in this thing with these Marines and we're like showing them our rappel devices and whatever else. And we're like, yeah, they were using like carabiners. And we're like, bro, they make devices for this. You can break heavy equipment and stuff. Like, you got to do this. And they were like, oh, that's really cool. And one of my young PJs was like, here, do you just want to use this for tomorrow? And they were like, do we have to like sign it out? They're like, we had to sign these carabiners out. These aren't even ours. We're like, they're not even yours. No. He was like, this is my old one. I got a new one for no reason. He pulled out one in a package. These guys were just flabbergasted.
Just floored, dude.
He was like, I haven't even opened this one yet. I'm using this other one. And this is a free one that I had that I don't even know where I got it. And they just gave it to him.
I remember going to do a rappel.
But that shit is real. I'm telling you, like, if you want to get taken care of, like, the Air Force is great. Air Force Special Operations is greater than the regular Air Force. It's great. You just strength and conditioning coaches and gyms and psychiatrists and psychologists and float tanks and cold tanks and hot tubs. And I'm telling you,
is it
like,
harder to make though? Because everybody wants to jump over to that.
well, because it's a 91% attrition rate.
Yeah.
Like, selection is still selection, whether we're calling it NDOC, which is what I went through, or assessment selection, which is the new model now. Attrition rates have gone nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of 100 people that tried, 9 people end up putting on their
that's how
beret.
it should be.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you're compensated for it, but 2-year pipeline just to get to the teams, another year before you can deploy in most cases, like, it's an investment. I mean, guys are tons of dudes. Like, I was an instructor at the schoolhouse, and we'd have guys that would have to re-enlist to stay in the pipeline. Like, they weren't even graduated yet.
They weren't even done.
But they signed a 4-year contract, and they had like a slip in school, or they failed something and had to get set back. Like, sometimes that can cost you like 6 months of your life. There are guys that were like, I better graduate, because if not, I'm not getting that re-enlistment bonus. I'm re-enlisting as a student in the Air Force. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it takes a lot, but the jokes are jokes because they're pretty true. We got it pretty good.
Even like mainline like chair Air Force.
They got a great gig, dude. I will never.
Nice, dude. The gyms,
Yeah.
the chow halls. I remember we would come in like to Air Force FOBs in Afghanistan. My first deployment to like once every like 90 days or something to like buy like literally $1,000 worth of cigarettes and like go back to like our hellhole that we had come from.
Perfect. Yeah. That's where you belong.
You just be like walking along. Like, I haven't had
my
an
nice
actual
PX
shower
taking
in
the
like
place
2
up.
weeks, you know? And I look over and there's just the nicest like Bally Fitness kind of fucking gym I've ever seen in my life. That's in this like
Was it next to the Green Beans Coffee and the?
no, it was on. I think we were on Bagram that day, but it was on one of those, you know, those big tan like half dome tents.
I've worked. Yeah.
Everything in there was like Bally Fitness, like purple fitness. There was 100 people in there working out. It was like some of the prettiest women I've ever seen in my entire life. Everyone was on like yoga pants and workout shit, and like they had mist fans. And I just remember like it took so long to walk by the giant open door. Like every step in the dirt, I just felt the weight of like the mistake that I had made, you know, and I just couldn't. It just took so long to get by it, you know.
It's heavy. Yeah, the more you see, the more you feel bad about yourself.
Like, and it's still there, like, and then you had to walk back by it with all your cigarettes.
Like some little raccoon. You're like, going back to your dirty.
You just
trip.
harvested. You're on your.
All the chicks in the gym are like, I hate it when the aircraft take off. It's blowing dust
Yeah,
in
I
here, you know. Meanwhile, it's you that smells.
Yeah. Dude, I have no shit. I remember hitting the Dulles airport when I was coming home on R&R, and I had been in country 9 months. And like, I had a shower in Kuwait, but you know, one of those like trailer showers.
You had a shower.
Yeah. Well, I got stuck on the HLZ, like in a rock gravel like parking lot, waiting for like, I don't remember what do they call it shit. When you're flying on R&R and you're on like if there's
Like
an
a little
open seat.
rotator flight.
Yeah, it's like if there's an open seat on the flight or whatever. Yeah. So I spent like a week or something just sitting outside in the sun in Kuwait every day.
Oh, you were flying SpaceX.
Yeah, I was
There
flying
you go.
Space A trying to go home on R&R. Anyways, I got to Dulles, and I remember walking through the Dulles airport and was like, and turned around, and like the only woman that fit the smell was like a football field away from me. Just like this, like a light from God hit this woman like walking through the crowd. I don't remember what she looked like, but she was just.
Speaking of coordinated sexual assault, which is what I assume that this is, we had a funny joke where we were in
aggressive
classic like
That's a shirt
DFAC sort of
also.
stuff. Like the team is sitting there eating, and we would have the same. They were notorious. There was a manned ISR platform, and the chicks, like the linguists and the beeps and squeaks in the back, for whatever reason, it was like they selected them to be just all of them stunningly beautiful, and they just were so out of place in this little chow.
Like, what are you doing here? Why
But
are
they
you
would
here?
they would come to morning chow. They would work at night, morning chow. Well, they had all like worked out and then taken a shower. So they had like the Bath and Body Works going on, and we're
They all smelled nice too.
and it was such an uncomfortable thing to talk about because like you would look forward to it. You'd be like, oh, it smells like normal people, right? Like you don't have those smells. My boy, a hilarious dude named Mike. One of them walks by, the guys do the guy thing, and then Mike looks at everybody and goes, yeah, guys, get the nets. She's coming home with us. And it was just like the creepiest thing that you could say, and he was just being so sarcastic.
So caveman.
It made us all feel bad. We're like, wow, yeah, we were being super aggressive with it. She just took a shower, boys. That doesn't mean like anything about her moral character. It doesn't mean
she's just clean.
Some fucking Air Force faggery that I'm talking about.
You would have hit her with a club.
Well, it's because
her.
The joke is like, she took a shower before. She knows what she's doing, bro.
She does.
She knows. She
does.
She walked right by the team table, bro. I'm like, guys.
She does. Come on. She does. She's a at home 4 living up that down.
That Desert
7,
Queen
dude.
9.
Oh yeah, dude.
I described somebody. I work out at a very nice gym in Vegas, and there was a chick, and we have nicknames. My wife and I have nicknames for all the chick. So it's like Queen of the Thoughts is one. She like looks like she does MILF porn and just dresses ridiculously. So you're just like, okay, whatever. But one of them, I was like, hey, there's a new trainer. I was like, I'm gonna call her DQ9. And she's like, what's that? I was like, Desert Queen 9. Here in America, she's like a 6, especially at like this very nice like gym in Las Vegas that I work at. I was like, but if she deployed somewhere, she'd be like the 9est of 9s right there.
Just take a shower, hit herself with some Bath and Body Works that she Amazoned over there, and
some
wear
Lululemon leggings. That's it.
A pair of yoga pants in the gym and
baggy shirt. You're done. And every guy in the world there is getting married.
Shirt.
She could look like me. She could have a mustache as thick as mine. You're gonna look right by it.
You were a downrange 9, I think.
Brother.
You're an at-home 4.
He's my downrange 9.
Every now and then I'll have a buddy like text me a picture from when I was in the service. They'll be like, oh shit, I found this on my Facebook. And I'm always like, oh no.
Oh no.
I thought I was such a fucking hard. I look like I'm 12 years old. I weigh 170 pounds.
Yeah.
I got these giant Oakley M-frame glasses on in every picture.
You did great, Tackett.
Huge dip in my lip all the time. I
Don't
look like
sell
a
yourself
child.
short.
It was take your kid to work day. He's got on dad's
Yeah,
uniform.
that's
Like,
right.
what are we doing here?
I remember taking a picture in 2015. We gone on this mission. We gotten off, and I remember thinking that day when we were getting off the helicopter, like the whole rotors had spun down and everything. We were just standing there, like standing around where they were parked on J-Bed, and someone was like, we've never gotten a picture.
Get a team pic.
Like a platoon picture of the birds. And we were like, oh, fuck yes. We go over there. I remember taking the picture, and then I don't see it for like 10 years. I just know it exists out there. But I remember thinking that day I had this Eberly stock like day bag on. I had gotten some new gear. All my shit looked so good. Had this huge knife.
A little
that was
bit
on
dirty,
some
but
of my
not
shit.
real dirty.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Right.
put together.
I got that warfighter vibe.
Yeah, and I remembered everybody that I worked with being some fucking killers, and then so like 10 years later, that picture surfaced.
And it's like, these are 14-year-old kids.
Brother.
Look at these children.
We look like
look
children.
At these child
every
warriors.
man does when you look back on your early 20s.
Strange.
You're such
so
a punk.
strange.
Yeah.
You look
Such
at
a
yourself
punk ass,
and you're-
dude.
You just go, dude,
Yeah.
you were a punk ass
But I
bitch.
used to like smash people's car windows out and fucking drag them out in the street and stand in their living room and fucking muzzle thump people. And like I thought I was such a bad dude,
Why am I so excited?
This is just how he is.
Yeah, this is who he is.
Made me
Yeah.
extremely scared.
I just remember like standing in people's living rooms, taking over their
Just staff
houses, and
sergeant.
just feeling like the righteous right hand of God. I just thought I was the toughest dude on the fucking planet. And then to like see the pictures of it,
You're
like,
all-
I would have punched me in the face.
I would have beaten
Bright-eyed,
me.
bushy tail.
I would have beaten me to death.
Yeah.
I look at pictures of me as like 30 because
Yeah.
I graduated the pipeline late, so like 30, kind of those first poem. I'm like, oh no, I'd beat me to death. I would have punched my mouth off in a bar
Yeah.
for talking
Good
like
thing
that.
that time machines don't exist. Because
Thank
I would
God.
Kill myself.
At least as far as we know.
We would see if the grandfather paradox is real. Like if you can kill your earlier self and
and
you
you
exist
fuck your
outside.
dad?
Nope, that's not it. But you exist outside of time in liminal time. I will
I
say-
am my own grandfather.
I hate to say Jocko is right on this one. That is the one regret that I have about my military career is the team picture thing.
Yeah.
I was never a take a picture guy. It was
No.
before cell phone. It was older. I mean, I was, early 2015s. That was before camera phones, and we weren't taking Wi-Fi enabled cameras with us on certain like stuff. And
Wait, did you get raised with the idea too that like you were sacrificing for the greater good of like humanity and you were like willing to die over there, and the idea of documenting it for like a later on story just wasn't something that ever even entered your mind?
No, but that's a lot to think about right now.
Yeah.
Now that I have to think about that in my head, which
I always
is,
think like, oh, you went over there with
Right.
you
You'll
went
be
over
up
there
at
with
2 a.m. thinking about it.
thanks, great. I'll just add it to the list.
Yeah.
It's just all the other cringy things I've done, then an existential crisis. to top it off.
the amount of like footage, GoPro footage, pictures and things that like some organizations have from the global war on terror. Like you guys were taking more equipment downrange to document your deployments than like we take to film stuff. Like there was whole cases of
Yeah.
GoPros and like
But I do regret it, man.
Crossed anybody's mind that I worked around.
I would love to have.
Trying to do
I don't have a single post mission thing. Like my good friend Vanguard Wall podcast. My boy Asher's had me down. He's like, yeah, man, here's a Google Drive. Just dump all your pictures in there. And the second that I saw that, I was like, you're gonna get the 2 that have been all over social media because it's the only 2 that I have. Yeah. Literally, people will send me pics, and I'll be like, I would have to talk to all of my friends. I just have zero any serious pictures. And man, if I did have a time machine, I would just go back and take the team pic. Dude, like just stand around the helicopter, take some team pics with the boys.
Yeah.
Because it encapsulates an entire time. Like that, I'll see pictures of that one deployment. I'll be like, holy crap! Like here's all the other things that were going on.
I have a Google Drive of targets. Of like, you do your BDA, you take pictures. We would rip the pictures off the flash drive or what the fuck?
You have a Google Drive of targets?
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We got to get into that.
That's how me and Ronnie bonded. Is because we were sitting at Texas Roadhouse tonight and we filmed with him, and I leaned over and I was like, check it out, dude. But like I have pictures of like bodies, and I have one picture of the platoon from that mission or from that deployment. I have one picture of our whole platoon, and I have one picture of me like standing on the side of a mountain holding the medic's pistol with my chin strap undone, like I'm like a hard ass. Yeah, and I'm 10 feet outside the wall.
That way, if you get hit by an explosion, your head doesn't come off.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm literally 10 feet outside of the wire, though. But the way the picture looks is like I'm standing on this mountain in the middle of nowhere with my handgun, like, ugh, and it's not even my handgun.
Where'd you? I just found this.
It was the medics.
This is the drop gun.
We all took. No, we were. There's literally off.
Whoopsie guy.
The medic was taking everyone's picture, and there was a line of people. So you'd walk up to this edge, and you'd hand
last man gets the medic takes his picture, and then we're complete.
Yes, just like a Beretta or something.
Yeah, it was just a Beretta, but we didn't have them, and so I don't remember what the fuck we were doing, but we were going on a foot patrol, and we had like gotten like short halted, so we were just like standing around right underneath the tower, like to the cop that we lived on. Mm-hmm. We're in safe environment still, We're outside of the wire, but we haven't gone anywhere, and we got stuck for like 4 hours or some stupid shit. And so we just started taking pictures, but literally, like the whole platoon has the exact same picture, like standing on the spot.
See, and that's dope. Like as gay as that was for you to tell us.
And anytime it comes up, our medic will comment on the pictures and be like, right, that's my pistol.
Right.
We'll have to have Yarberry on sometime.
I love the medic just going, no, it's my pistol, dog.
Dude,
my handgun.
But like the love for PJs is the same love for like Doc. Like my first platoon, we had a lot of suicide that went through it, and it was dudes did not handle things well. And my first unit had a lot of it. And my medic Yarberry calls every guy that's left from that platoon like once a month, just checks in on everybody.
That's super dope.
10 fucking years, more than 10 years, almost 15 years later, he's still he has this like daily desire to know how his boys are doing. Yeah. There's something special about that, man.
And PJs, there was a long time where it was like, PJs aren't medics was the messaging, right? Like we're technical rescue specialists. We do have this medical, casualty care, but there is something that's just remarkably different about a career field that, no kidding, like medicine is a part of it. Like you just inherently care about the people that you're treating or trying to get to or whatever else. Like that's another great part about it. And there's tons of, like everybody has their thing. Like some PJs are some of the smartest medics that I've ever met. I mean, they're like genius level, super good, like in medicine. If you put them in a trauma bay, you'd have no clue. Like those guys are great. And some guys don't. Some guys focus on other stuff. You have your tactics dudes or your jumping dudes because
you have the ropes nerd.
Right, exactly. Oh, 100%. Like, bro, those guys are...
Why'd you tie that knot?
Yeah, the joke in any...
Absolute wizards.
The joke...
Those are the hacky sack guys.
The joke in any like technical rescue field like that is you either love ropes or you either hate ropes or you're like a weirdo about them. Yeah. There's no in between.
It's a love affair.
You're not like kind of okay with ropes. You either don't know where the rope bag is on the fire truck and you're scared of it, or you're on the scene where there's like a mother hanging off of a rock.
You're like, I've been waiting.
Yeah. And you're like, check out this double loop Spanish bowline knot.
Yeah. But that's like the diversity of the career field, right? Like just inside, it's the dorkiest thing, but our CFETP, the Career Field Education and Training Plan, like it's a list of things that you have to be current in. PJs have 296 different line items that they have to remain current and qualified in, and one of them is medicine. Wow. You have people that just focus on that, like the Ranger medics are unparalleled with how good they are, right? Mm-hmm. Those dudes just focus on medicine. Yeah. It was our expectation that there's going to be Ranger medics that are better at trauma medicine than I am, right? But I better be in the top third of everything that they do. Like one of my great mentors was like, and it's where the fitness things come from. In that menu of things, the very first thing is maintains physical fitness in accordance with, and says our standard. It's because you can't walk into a Green Beret team like, hi, I'm your PJ, and look like a bag of shit.
Right.
And then if you go out to the range and you can't shoot, or if you go to do medicine and you're not as good as our 18 Delta, they're gonna be like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah,
like, I got these ropes. You know what I mean? Like,
That was like
Can't just be a crazy rope guy.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Crazy rope guy is very.
well, there's a crazy rope guy on the
Right, they already have a crazy rope guy. Yeah.
But like
They already got that spot filled.
the like normal army version of that was like the scouts. That was
Yeah.
something I took a lot of pride in, was that like our book was way fucking bigger than the infantry book. The shit that we had to know was way bigger. A scout should know, like, we're not necessarily qualified, but I should know how to operate aircraft. I should know how to call for fire. I should know how to do all the things that a fister can do. I should know how to make HLZs. I have to be an expert of like routes and rivers and terrain. And I liked that there was a bigger knowledge book with it, but they would give us fucking medics that sucked.
Yeah.
And we would be like, I can't make you not be here, but if anyone's hurt, you're not doing it. Like, you suck. And same with, we get like a fister private that didn't know how to do like a mortar call for fire.
Right.
It's like, you're the guy that's going to manage the Apaches today? Like, no, I'm doing that. Sit in the
Right.
truck and be quiet. Like,
Well, and because of that, like, you end up taking on. I've had friends that have deployed as like dog handlers, like, no kidding, assault dog handlers. I've had guys that
SPJ?
I would have guys who would like blow your like. There's a rumor out there that there was a competition that they had in a pre-deployment spin-up, and that an Air Force guy at the Tier 1 unit outperformed the other dudes. And when it came time to actually do that downrange, they deployed with the same team. And the commander looked at the PJ kid and goes, "You outshot all the snipers. You're going to go ahead and get on this mission." Now, that's allegedly. That's secondhand. But I will say that
sounds good.
we are
Sounds really nice.
PJs are like decathletes. PJs, we're not going to beat like a world-class sprinter, but we're going to be pretty close to him. And then when something falls in our lane, that personnel recovery, that rope rescue, that technical rescue specialty that you need, it's our job to just absolutely hit it out of the park. But we want to be 90% useful in everything, like a true force enabler, to be like, I don't know what your problem is, but just like these guys at the 130s where suddenly the world blew up and their whole plan was gone, like, you need people on target to be able to be like, okay, this is the next thing. This is the next thing. And PJs are super good at that.
If you had a PJ like get jumped in the middle of something though, I would have no issues being like, hey, you're JTAC for the day. You know what I mean? Like, you already understand the general concept of stuff. Like, don't worry about clearing JDAMs. The colonel in the air can clear himself. Like, you got it. Like,
Right. Well, it's that air-minded aspect
Yeah,
too.
you're
It's the
already
one
running
thing,
it.
like, we inherently understand, like, PJs, the majority of them work for big Air Force. They don't work for AFSOC. Like, a very small part of the PJ community works for AFSOC. You have people that are just born and bred into that big blue, that speak fighter pilot, that speak aircraft, that understand how to leverage the effects the best for you. You could totally look at a PJ and go, what should I do here? And they'd be able to rip off an answer for you right away. Now, would you want me on the mic? Call it in? I don't know. I'm going to give a shout out to my TAC-P and my CCT brothers. Like, that's why we have them. They're world class. I mean,
fucking useless, dude.
ridiculous. Get out of here.
Listen, I don't have any of this fancy tabs. I didn't get to wear a beret or anything. I have controlled aircraft inside of a gunfight, and it's pretty easy because they're like the chillest human beings alive. You're like, hey man, this is where I am, and they're like, gotcha, Gucci, I see you. And I'm like,
Right.
sweet, please don't shoot me. And they're like, yeah, for sure, definitely not. And I'm like, all right.
If you wanted to
Do
make
you
fun
see
of
that
JTACs,
ridge line? It's 100. It's 132 degrees off of where I am. You see that? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, can you just make that not there? And they go, yeah, Gucci.
Yeah, that's great.
There you go.
I will say
I don't
that-
need this dumbass fucking form that we're supposed to fill out together through the sky. And, like,
I will say that I do not need, as a PJ, compared to JTACs,
stupid.
I don't need another college graduate to do my job.
Yeah, you take
I can
your-
do it
you take
alone.
your
I can
helmet
do my
off and
medicine alone. I
Yeah.
can do the things that I'm supposed to do alone. I don't need a college degree in another aircraft as a teammate. That would be a good thing that you should say. I would never say that to any CCT because they'd punch me in the face for it.
I lived, what the fuck was his name?
Ryan.
I lived with one in California. I was a little Airbnb guy, and I would like hang out in his kitchen sometimes and like drink beer with him, and he would talk about like all of his TAC-P shit, and I'd be like, I would just be like, yeah, I love talking to the pilots. Like, you just talk plain English to them. You don't have to use any. You just say like,
I'm not
I
a
need that
JTAC
over there, gone.
Yeah, there you go.
And he'd be like, yeah, well, it's not that simple. Be like, I mean, fucking, you're dropping a bomb on a thing. I'm dropping a bomb on a thing. I feel like we're doing the same job. I don't know. Like, you had two fancy radio
I
whips.
bet it was
had
just
the one.
grinding everything.
Okay.
There was
Yelling.
no ability to like not take the rage bait. Just absolutely getting just frustrated.
Just steam out the ears, dude.
I love it.
Let's move on to the after show, and I want to hear some theories and possibly where you think this is going to go.
Wait, are we going to talk conspiracy theories about
Maybe.
the future of Iran?
Maybe.
Oh man, let's go.
Check
Okay.
it out on pepperbox.tv.
Boom.
And of course, check out the One's Ready podcast. There'll be a link in the description below. Aaron, thank you so much for being here, man. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
No, don't shake his hand.
We'll see you on
No
the
one does
after
that.
show.
Wow. We're glad you came.